Hello everyone, my name is Julie and I'd like to warmly welcome each and every one of you here today. Thank you for joining our Discovered Live presenting Gamuda Cove's Townsquare and SplashMania. I will be walking you through what has been envisioned as a desirable and impactful business address with the product expert from Gamuda Land. We will also be unveiling the master plan behind Asia's largest rainforest-themed water park with the masterminds behind SplashMania. Gamuda Cove is a 1,530-acre integrated township that is mindfully crafted as a hub for future economic development amidst a nature-rich setting. If you're new to this township, here is how you can find us. Gamuda Cove is placed strategically with direct access to Elite Highway. It's only 2 kilometers to Cyberjaya and 20 minutes away from KLIA. Need to run to KL City for a meeting? The Max Highway will lead you there on time. Gamuda Cove is also ideally located near logistic ports and centers such as Port Klang and Westports. We pride ourselves on being a sustainable, smart city, enhancing the lives of current and future generations. Furthermore, the fun never ends for you and your family with plenty of tourism and entertainment offerings. It's the perfect destination to rejuvenate before the upcoming work week. Don't you agree? Gamuda Cove is committed to make sustainability a lifestyle for all of our residents and retail owners. Besides protecting and restoring the nature sanctuary, such as the 1,111-acre Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands and 90-acre Forest Park and Wetlands Arboretum, Gamuda Land launched the 1 Million Tree campaign earlier this year to give back to this beautiful planet while supporting the global climate change relief effort. 1 million trees will be planted by 2023 and half of those trees are in Gamuda Cove. This initiative is in line with Gamuda Land's belief of preserving nature and embracing the concept of sustainability. First up, I'm pleased to welcome to the show an expert from Gamuda Land to share the inspirations behind the development and help us visualize the lifestyle retail you can have at Townsquare. Allow me to introduce Dave, Head of Department of Product Management Unit, PMU, in Gamuda Land. PMU functions as the centralized design think tank and is tasked with a variety of strategic goals ranging from planning and design, concept visioning, product innovation and R&D, prototyping, and sustainability. So without further ado, let's welcome Dave. Hey Dave, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time to share with us more about Townsquare. I'm sure all of our viewers right now are eager to find out more, myself included, and I hear that you are the perfect person to go to find out. So, what do you have in store for us, Dave?
Yes, Julie. Before we get started, a picture paints 1,000 words. What more video? Here's the video to paint a picture of Townsquare for you.
Wow, Dave, that looks amazing. I can't wait to find out more about Townsquare. Perhaps we could start by sharing the inspiration behind Townsquare. What's the story?
Well, Townsquare is an European-themed retail catalyst comprising retail shops inspired by the finest alfresco spots in Europe. Centrally located within the Gamuda Cove township, Townsquare will be the heart of activities in the community, and it's planned to be the central entertainment dining hotspot, which offers almost 100 units of modern dual frontage retail shops. The other beauty of this commercial spot is also a completely car-free zone where pedestrians and cyclists are able to enjoy walking, cycling, and dine while they shop at the town square.
That sounds fantastic. Now, I'm sure all of us are eager to find out, when will Town Square be ready? And what is the expected population catchment that you're looking at?
Yeah, Town Square will be ready in 2024, and it's going to be a vibrant commercial area, as it will be attracting around 2 million visitors annually with its wide range of lifestyle facilities, residential and tourism offerings.
All right, so with so much in store at Town Square, I'm sure connectivity plays an important role in terms of transporting people from one attraction to the other in a convenient and seamless manner. Now, where exactly is Town Square located in Gamuda Cove, and how easy is it to get from one place to another within the Gamuda Cove?
Yeah, absolutely right, Julie. So for Town Square, for Gamuda Cove as a whole, all of the developments here are mindfully crafted and carefully integrated. Town Square itself is strategically located in the 60-acre Heart of Cove, fronting the SplashMania, a rainforest-themed water park, and our garden office, which will be available in the near future. Furthermore, Town Square is surrounded by natural forest reserves. We've got a 1,111-acre Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands and a 90-acre forest park, and a wetlands arboretum. With an e-tram transport circling the Heart of Cove, and with other commercial spots, the connectivity is seamless to the office buildings, the water theme park, as well as Town Square. Town Square is located centrally within the township and is connected via an intricate cycling and pedestrian network, as well as sustainable mobility options such as e-trams, EV, e-scooters, etc., to enhance residents' and visitors' well-being, and as well as elevating it to a whole new level of lifestyle retail. With all of these convenient infrastructure in store, the journey will never be longer than 10 minutes.
That's fantastic. Now, Town Square is made up of various components, right? Perhaps you can walk us through what are these components that make up the Town Square that one can look forward to once it's ready.
Sure thing, Julie. Before I walk you through all the components of Town Square, let me ask you a question. Have you been to Europe? And what are the things you remember about Europe?
Well, it's been a long while since I've been to Europe, but I distinctly remember the cobblestone streets with, little quiet lanes where I'll discover new cafes, and of course with the alfresco dining as well, and the cool temperature is unforgettable. I miss, going to Europe, but perhaps we have something similar in Malaysia to offer?
Well, I believe you're going to love Town Square, Julie. Town Square. Let me just run through some of the key areas. Town Square, a European-themed retail catalyst, is a retail catalyst that offers an assortment of shared outdoor spaces for the community, weaved together by different retail and entertainment areas, each with its own flair and uniqueness. First of all, we've got the plaza. The plaza is essentially the heart of the Town Square. It is envisioned to be the hub of year-round activities, as well as an active public space where people meet, gather, hang out, and perform. To create a truly comfortable retail experience, dry fountains are introduced as to act as passive cooling elements to cool down the open plaza. We also have a multi-purpose square located at the plaza, which could draw more footfall to Town Square for the events and parties. Next, we have the street. The streets are walkways in Town Square, and these house eateries and retail stores with exteriors that showcase a classic minimalist approach. There's a pedestrian and bicycle-friendly inner streets specially designed with specially designed concrete imprint flooring patterns to ensure maximum walking comfort to the pedestrians. Also to make sure to ensure that a pleasant walking or cycling experience is maintained, the streets are shaded with a 4-meter solid canopy and lush natural tree canopies to ensure sufficient coverage to the outdoor al fresco areas and to protect them from wind-driven rain and thermal heat. Next, we have the alleys. Here you will find an area with a distinct character dotted with unique eateries and bistros. The alley is designed with a glass canopy, mainly for rain shelter, to ensure that there's a continuous protected walkway from one end to the other. The shelter walkway is, is ideal for small gatherings, even during rainy days. So it is an important element in the placemaking, identity, and street and sidewalk activation.
Nice. I'm envisioning all of it in my mind right now, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now I know where to get my coffee and retail fix, and we don't even have to go to Europe to have a taste of its lifestyle. Now, however, looking as to how we live in a tropical country where the weather can be either too hot or wet, would an alfresco setting be suitable?
Oh yes, of course. To achieve a truly comfortable alfresco setting for Townsquare and optimize the visitor's experience, we have created a comfortable environment for everyone, for all of you. Day or night, the ambience here is to stay at an optimal temperature, which is about 28 degrees. With the insights gained from studies, analysis, simulations, the design of the Townsquare's overall ambience has been refined to maximize existing ventilation and to minimize heat from the sun. So here we have lush green streetscapes, ventilator fans, fountain parks, tree canopies, skylights for natural lighting, as well as a combination of solid roof canopies, umbrella-like roofing structures, and most importantly, having a car-free zone to make it conducive as an ideal outdoor environment.
I definitely can't wait for Townsquare to be completed, the place to be at. But are there any other landmarks that further add to the uniqueness of this township?
Oh yes, of course. I think one of the few memorable landmarks would be the fountain. The fountain is a focal point between all surrounding components. This carefully crafted fountain is the center of the Townsquare village with the curated landscape treatment to create a perfect Instagrammable landmark for all local residents and tourists. We also have the Bond Avenue, leading away from a large, majestic fountain towards a 6-acre Townsquare park. There is a tree-lined avenue called the Bond Avenue, perfect for a leisurely stroll or a moment of quiet. The Bond Avenue is a scenic entry gateway into the Townsquare Park and Townsquare Retail. Again, just to talk briefly about the Townsquare Park. The Townsquare Park is a 6-acre park and is carefully planned to have seamless connectivity to Townsquare Retail, carrying on the same design concept. This is an additional attraction right next to SplashMania.
Oh, fantastic. I could just envision myself walking my pad perhaps around the park, breathing in, the cool air with such a beautiful greenscape surrounding me. What a place to be at. And that's what it's all about also, isn't it? Instagrammable spots, as you've mentioned earlier on. Now, thank you so much for sharing this. Perhaps before we wrap things up on the Townsquare, do you have any other last words for our viewers right now?
Yes, Julia. With all that is in store for Townsquare, I'm certain it will be a vibrant commercial space when we open in the near future. It's going to be a place for all walks of life, whether you are a business person, a family with kids, or young couples. You will definitely find everything you need for a fulfilling lifestyle retail.
Very nice. Thank you so much for sharing, Dave. Now, Townsquare is definitely an impactful and desirable business address that truly understands and caters to the evolving needs of the 3 key players of the city: citizens, employees, and businesses. It's a complete business ecosystem and a business address that truly understands you. Now, before inviting our next guest speaker to share about SplashMania, Let's watch a video together to explore the making of the slides for SplashMania. Hope this video excites you! Now, here to enlighten us further on SplashMania, join me to welcome Aaron, the Director of Leisure and Hospitality at Gamuda Land, who brings with him more than 4 decades of experience in the hospitality and property industry. He is currently spearheading the development of Asia's largest rainforest-themed water park, SplashMania, and making it into a world-class attraction with several world's first rides. And here we have on the show today, Aaron. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Hi, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You know, I am so excited to hear your perspective and your experience, because you bring with you a wealth of experience traveling across the globe for over 40 years. You know, what is it that draws you to water theme parks, to this line of work, and how did you start?
Well, I started my career, first, thanks for having me. I started my career in hotel back in the days when our hotels in Malaysia, they are only the expatriates or the Westerners or the Japanese markets can afford. So in my first experience to the Hilton Hotel, the old Hilton in Jalan Sultan Ismail in Kuala Lumpur, I was so mesmerized. So wow, I thought, wow, what a beautiful place. I want to work. And I remember even going into the first, my first hotel toilet, I had problem even taking a leak. I did not pee because it was so clean, it smelled so good. So, and anyway, so actually started my career in a hotel way back in 1982. So it's been, I'm coming to 40 years in hospitality. So that's how I started in the hotel industry. And sometime in 2004, I was working in the hotel industry, and I was spotted to go to China to work in a property. At that time, my company's chairman asked me to stop. He said, why don't you do the theme park? Because he caught me singing in a rap dance, entertainment, singing, and he couldn't believe it was me. Me, Aaron, so being the rapper and singing and dancing. So he said, why don't you take over the theme park and run the theme park? I said, Tan Sri, I don't know theme park. He said, but you have the personality to do theme park. So I thought, wow, okay, let me try. And in 18 years love affair with theme park. And since then, it's no turning back. I went to 4 other countries, had a trip in 2011 to work in Middle East. I did a project in Iran, the Kish Island. Did a project in Oman, a water park in Oman. In a place, the park is called Marah. And there's also a project collaborated as a consultant in Abu Dhabi. And after that, on my return to Malaysia, I went again to China in 2016 and opened the Wanda Group's first movie theme park. So, well, I'm around. So, other than hotel, theme park is what I love doing. And I don't think I'll change anything. And this is what I love doing. I mean, delivering fun and getting paid is a big bonus.
Oh, fantastic. I can see the passion, when you talk about theme parks, and definitely you love your job and it really shows. I'm not going to question your experience, of course. You are the perfect guy to talk to. But did you say that you used to rap and dance? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, that's right.
Can we have a sample?
You sure you want that?
No, why not?
40 years ago, when you do rap, it's considered gangster music. My mom used to knock my head and say, "No, don't do that. That's gangster music. No, you don't do that. That's
Give us a hint.
I can do, yo, say what you mean, or you take a walk.
Wow.
You only get power and power talks. Let's kick it.
Wow. Multi-talented. Perhaps you can perform for the grand opening of SplashMania.
I'll surprise you. I sing, I dance, I play the guitar, and I do amazing. I can mimic sound animals and speak in multi-dialects and even languages. I do a really neat
sound animals and speak in multi-languages.
Sounding exactly.
What can you not do? You mean sounding exactly like animals? Can you pick a few animals?
What do you want? You choose from the home animals, that means from domestic animals, simple things like cat, dogs. Then we can move to the farm. In the farm, maybe 10, 15 animals, and then go to the forest and for wildlife. I can do
I can do it all.
Okay,
let's pick a wildlife. A hippo. What does a hippo sound like?
Come on. Honestly, I can do a hippo, but honestly, I don't think you know what a hippo sounds like.
I have.
And even though if I there you are.
Okay, how about the tiger or a lion? Simple.
Oh, tiger. An elephant.
Okay, I'm having so much fun talking to you right now, Aaron. I'm forgetting to jump into the point. The reason why we're all here today, of course, is to discover more about SplashMania, which is Asia's largest rainforest water theme park. Now, you come from a wealth of experience. In your expert opinion, what are the key benefits of a water theme park to a development?
Well, when you plan a theme park in a development, it's like a catalytic attraction. It means it's like a main attraction for the entire development because of the sheer size of the investment, and it's a very high cost. So the first benefit is to the entire development. It becomes a catalyst attraction. So an attraction like this will provide to all the residents, those house buyers, the house owners, a recreational and a place for entertainment and recreation for the entire spectrum of the demographics, from a child to a teenager to adult. So that's the first benefit. Secondly, it would bring about also an attraction to in the case of Malaysia, the nations will also congregate to this theme park because it is an attraction. Family, children, youth, young people, and adults alike, they like to go to a theme park to have a day of fun. Aside from this, the international market, through a proper marketing and promotion, will also hear about this a water park attraction. And in the case of Malaysia, the water park attraction fits it very well. First, the weather is 365 years in a year. We got a tropical climate, so it's beautiful, unlike temperate climates. Number two, because of the weather, and we got lots of green. In this case, the SplashMania benefit will also, in terms of the key benefits, it will also benefit the economy of the country, and also prevent some outflow of domestic travel going outside. Also, it will create employment opportunities. We will probably employ 300 staff, and then our supporting F&B retail services will employ another 100 or so. So you create a few hundred employment opportunities for our local populace. It will contribute to the economy of the country. And finally, it becomes also getting a point of unity, where theme park is one of the attractions where all races of all kinds of people will come, regardless of what they are. Whether it's our Malays, the Chinese, the Indians, the expatriates, everybody. So it's a place of congregation. So these are the key bits.
That's right. We're united by our love for, entertainment as well. And you're right, it's a perfect gathering spot as well. You mentioned earlier on that you've traveled across 4 different countries. You've got 18 years and more of theme parking experience. In your view, what differentiates SplashMania water theme park from the rest in the market?
Okay, from the beginning, we conceptualized this theme park based on the geography of Malaysia, the location and also the climate. Secondly, this theme park is also crafted to meet the needs of the market. See, some people in the case of the Malaysian water theme park, when it was Malaysian in the infancy, during the infancy of the industry, we made a lot of mistakes. We assume what let's say an American or North Canadian, an Australian or New Zealand likes, is what the Malaysian would like. Actually, no. Theme park is associated with the three S's. The first S is the sea, the sand, and the sun. Malaysians love the sea. We love water. Recently, see people now after the MCO, the FMCO, people are breaking out, going to the sea, the beaches, the lakes, the pond, the waterfalls. You can see how Malaysians love water because of our weather. But we love the water, we love the sand because it's going back to nature, having barefoot, stepping on sand and earth is a beautiful feeling. But Malaysians don't like the sun. This is something of which a lot of theme park concept designers don't realize it, and because they're not Malaysian. You have to understand. That's why we crafted this and make sure that it is the geography, the climate, the people, the culture, and the Malaysian market. So we designed this, and then based on this one, we came up with the rainforest. Because up to today, I think a vast part of Malaysia, a lot of Malaysians may not realize it, more than 70, coming to 80% of Malaysia is still covered with rainforest. I don't know how many Malaysians realize that, but this is a fact. So rainforest is our inheritance. It's what we have as a gift. So we conceptualize and make sure that this theme park is built and then built as crafted as a rainforest theme water park. So then meet the requirement of the Malaysian market. And then we also introduce the Malaysian animals, Malaysian biodiversity in our set.
Very, very nice. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing with us. Now, you have already sold it so well that I'm sure a lot of us viewers, we are excited to check out where SplashMania is. Where is it exactly located? Within the township at Gamuda Cove, and is it easily accessible for visitors as well?
Actually, the Gamuda Cove development, where the theme park is right in the center, is called Heart of Cove. We are right in the middle.
Yeah.
We are between 35 to 40 minutes away from Klang Valley, only from PJ, Selangor, and KL. We are between 35 to 40 minutes away. The theme park is a component surrounded by a few other commercial development. We call it the Heart of Cove. So the theme park is a catalyst, and right in surrounding our water theme park is also a few other development. In terms of accessibility, we are connected by about 5-6 main highway, and we are adjoining Elite Highway. We are just next to the highway. So in terms of accessibility, it's only 35-40 minutes away from Klang Valley. And when you are from Cyberjaya and Putrajaya, there's a new elevated highway being constructed. And there's only less than 10 minutes away from Putrajaya and Cyberjaya. That is how accessible we are.
That's right. Back to SplashMania as well. What are some of the unique attractions that visitors can look forward to around SplashMania? I'm sure you can give us some first-hand insights once it's ready. Okay.
SplashMania, we have right now, we chose the best of the latest. We've got about 24 slides and 15 attractions. Of these 24 slides, a lot of them are the first in Malaysia, and several of them are actually first in the world. So aside from this, a few attractions are some of the attractions which are elements of water. We create a river we call the Ravaging River. It's the Ravage River, which there are 7 experiences. These are the experiences that Malaysians, back 50 years ago, when there's a thunderstorm, kids will run out and play in the rain. So these were experiences that Malaysians used to experience as a Malaysian. Thunderstorm, misty waterfalls, and rumbling river. But these are all in the context of being safe. So we created tunnels, everything to deliver an experience that you would actually experience when you are in a river in the rainforest. So aside from all these attractions, we have a very iconic ship. So it's a beautiful galleon of the 16th, 17th century. So we create a lot of attraction from this ship. that within this ship itself, there's 7 attractions. You can actually bungee dive from it. You can zip line from the ship. You can have actually a stage there. You dine in the ship. You have performance theater in the ship, and also a beautiful animal enclosure in the ship. For the animal, I'm not letting the cat out of the bag yet because I want to keep some excitement so that the market will then learn of it when they can say, wow, and they start to share. It's more organic there.
Nice, and I'm sure you can imitate the sound of all those animals like you did earlier on in the show. Truly multi-talented. Okay, and not only that, what's great is that the development also takes into consideration the surroundings as well. The natural surroundings are intact. Of course, sustainability plays a big role when it comes to Gamuda Cove, as well as SplashMania as well. It translates into the water theme park that we are exploring right now. As the world moves towards a greener future, water parks are increasingly stepping up their sustainability game in reducing the park's environmental impact. So what are some of the green practices that Gamuda incorporates in SplashMania water theme park?
Fantastic. Today, everybody should think green. We should not only think green, we should behave green and also work in the context of green. So, in the case of the SplashMania, when we first crafted this, we wanted to introduce as much as possible all the green elements. To begin with, we're going to keep warm our water, whether the water that we use on some of our attraction, and also the water in our toilets. It's going to be warmed by solar panels. So a lot of our roof, we are going to have solar panels as a power source of energy and power. We made sure all our roofs we are going to install gutters to collect rainwater. So by harvesting rainwater, which Malaysia has abundance of, we're going to collect, and then we have to now look for space to procure a lot of huge tanks for water storage and some basic filtration, so that this water can be used for landscaping, for general cleaning, for some of our to be used with our park. We also we are now procuring food waste management system, whereby the waste food or extra food or the food that's thrown away plus all these byproducts are collected in a mechanism which is very green, and then it's going to be recycled and reproduced into either biodegradable products which we can then reuse. We also have practice like composting, so that we collect all those leaves, twigs, branches within the area which is plentiful, and then we compost it and then we use it for our landscape and other uses. We are also looking into the possibility of creating some kind of herbal farms around our perimeter areas. So all these pockets of places that can be used, and then we'll plant some of our organic plants within our land area. So these are some of the green initiatives which we will implement and incorporate into our entire development.
Oh, fantastic, and this ties in perfectly with Gamuda Land's, idea and vision to leave the planet in a better place than when we found it, right? So fantastic. Now, final question. With all of this in store, I'm sure SplashMania will make waves not just for our local but international visitors as well. Do you have an estimated number of visitors for SplashMania that you anticipate annually once it's completed?
Okay, I will get to that in a short while, but I want to inform everyone that's now watching this webinar that SplashMania is not a standalone attraction. It's a catalyst attraction. Mm-hmm. Beside us, there's a development which already started. It's called the Discovery Park. Discovery Park is a park whereby we offer 7 attractions. We've got a beautiful aero bar. It's an attraction that you're elevated up to about 40 meters, and then you will be circulating like a disc, and you enjoy a panoramic view from that location. And the experience is really nice. And sometimes up there, you can even enjoy a cocktail or a drink up when you're enjoying this ride. That's the air bar. We have also installed, we are getting final certification and getting the licensing, a slight delay because of the MCO. The Goosebump, which is the Malaysia's most exclusive aero rope climb, is about 26 meters high, 24 meters high, sorry. And with the rooftop, there's some different levels of climb. So from beginners to intermediate to professional. This ride is also it's called the Goosebumps Aero Rope Climb. We are going to introduce a hot air balloon experience. We have an area whereby you can actually come cycling with your family, a beautiful track for cycling, a wonderful, really beautiful beach pool club, concepted like those pubs in Bali where there's a beautiful beach pool, and you can have a F&B experience there and have events and celebration in that area. So this is just 2 minutes away from, 2 minutes walk away from SplashMania. Now, within the vicinity, about 10 minutes away, we have the Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands. Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands is wonderful because it's a 1,111 acres of wetlands, which is joining proximate to us. In terms of walk, it's only about 10 minutes walk. If we take a ride, we are connected. I need to also raise that within all this development, there's another development called the Townsquare, where all our F&B activities and open park activities and lifestyle is in between the SplashMania and Discovery Park. And Paya Indah is just 2 minutes away, and all this we will provide a tram service, electric tram service, because we want to be green and greener. So we have electric tram service that's going to provide connectivity in our entire development. Okay, so that is SplashMania. Now back to your question, how many people are we drawing? In the first year, we expect to attract maybe about 700,000, and then it will eventually grow. Plus our international, we hope to achieve 1 million visitors within 3 years. We should be hitting our 1 million or so, 1 million or more visitors annually.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Aaron, for sharing with us the great insights, not only in SplashMania, but the integrated mixed development all around that really makes Gamuda Cove stand out. And I'm sure for all of our viewers, we're more than excited to await the announcement of the grand opening of SplashMania. I'm sure my family would love it. I'm going to bring my children as well, and I hope to see you there. I love your charisma. I love your, your personality. You just spell out fun. You are the epitome of fun, and I look forward to see you at SplashMania.
Yeah. So yeah, we look forward to it. When we open, we anticipate to open within a year. So when we open, I really look forward to welcome all the visitors. That Malaysia will have an attraction that we can be proud of, and it is in Gamuda Cove, which is, like I said, 35 minutes away from Klang Valley.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Aaron, for sharing with us here today. It's so great to speak to you. Thank you. Wherever you are, please stay safe.
Yeah, you too, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Aaron, for giving us the lowdown on what we can expect at SplashMania at Gamuda Cove. And I'm sure your sharing has piqued the interest of all who are watching right now. To create a water theme park of international standards requires world-class manufacturing partners. At SplashMania, we have engaged the expertise of ProSlide, the global leader in water right design and manufacturing. For 35 years, ProSlide has led the market in water right innovation and technology with over 100 awards and recognitions, winning 15 International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, or IAPA for short, Best New Water Ride awards in the last 18 years. 5 times more than all other manufacturers combined, and 4th-time recipient of the IAPA Impact Award. Joining us all the way from Canada, let's warmly welcome Daniel, principal of the Master Planning Team with ProSlide Technology Inc. His expertise lies in creating immersive designs and creative solutions for visionary clients like Gamuda Land to create destinations that elevate the standard for water parks in the region and globally. Daniel, are you there?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for calling in and joining us all the way from Canada. And I'm really excited and envious right now speaking to you. I mean, firstly, I've never met anyone with the coolest job like you have, designing and conceptualizing world standard water theme parks. How is it that you came about, with this industry, with this career line? Was it, you were a child one day and you went to a theme park and you decided, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up?
Well, actually, I've always been around design and construction. My dad designed and built a golf course, so that's what kind of fueled my passion for design to begin with. And I pursued an education in landscape architecture. And then as I went through my career, a water park project came across my desk, and it was the first one. This is about 12 years ago. And that's where I got started in the industry, and I've never looked back. I love it. It's different every day and it's challenging, and I get to work with great clients all over the world. So yes, it is probably one of the best jobs in the world.
That's right. And imagine going to a theme park and looking at all the children's faces, jumping with joy, and you help contribute to that as well. So I'm sure it's so fulfilling. And you've been to Malaysia as well, right? I'm sure.
Yes, so I've traveled there both as a tourist and loved it. It's got amazing sights, great diving, and then I've also done several business trips there as well. So I'm always happy to get the opportunity to come to Malaysia.
That's right. And you're of course working with Gamuda Cove for the construction, conceptualization of the upcoming SplashMania, which I'm sure many are looking forward to. In your opinion, through your experience in making international standard slides and rides, what makes a successful water theme park?
So when you talk about a successful water park, it's really guest experience, which is the most important. Guests want to be entertained, they want to be comfortable, and they want to feel like they've received good value for their money. Essentially, there's two main stages to deliver a successful water park. The first being the park planning. So parks need to be designed with guest experience in mind right from the start. And then there's the operations side of things. So parks need to be well operated. They need to be safe, clean, good service, make a destination that guests want to visit, spend the day in, and come back. And the design stage, it starts with best practices and master planning fundamentals that all contribute to providing a great guest experience. And these best practices help to create a space that is simple to navigate, comfortable to spend the day in, and convenient and accessible for all. Theming is also really important to the guest experience. People like to visit a water park to escape sort of the routine of life. Having an immersive environment with a compelling storyline enhances that escape and contributes to a more vivid and memorable experience. Furthermore, great attractions mix is important for a water park to be successful. Guests come to a water park to be entertained and to have fun. So having attractions that provide entertainment for all ages, thrill preferences, and abilities is critical. Finally, differentiation is key. Having attractions and theming that make your park unique is critical. It represents your brand. Gamuda has done an excellent job in providing first-in-region attractions and an immersive environment. So that's all the planning side of things, and that really helps to set the park up for success on opening day. After the park opening, guest experience is all about operations. So having a clean, safe, and enjoyable environment is what's going to drive the success of a water park. When guests know they are going to have a great time, there's entertainment for everyone and lots of options and great service, they'll keep coming back. So there was a great team that helped deliver the design and engineering for the park, and we were very confident that Gamuda Cove will be operated at the highest standard and be very successful.
It sounds so fantastic, and I'm sure you've had ample experience across the globe building many water theme parks. Personally in Malaysia, I have rarely been to a residential area where it has combined with a water theme park. Now, do you think that having a water theme park makes a location or a residential area strive? And if so, how?
Yeah, water parks are very successful as standalone attractions. They have the potential to attract millions of annual visitors, creating entertainment and leisure destinations. Now, when incorporated into a mixed-use development, they have positive impacts on the surrounding land uses. So they can serve as an amenity space for residential units. They can drive foot traffic to retail, dining, and entertainment centers. And they can drive occupancy and average daily rates at hotels and increase length of stays at resorts. So these adjacent land uses, they also help drive attendance to the water park. So there's a lot of synergy between these land uses that help make these destinations successful. And more recently, there's been a trend for real estate developers turning to water parks as anchor attractions in mixed-use developments. From a business standpoint, water parks have lower development costs and require less land than theme parks, making them attractive investments with strong returns. From a community amenity aspect, water parks are family-centric attractions that provide entertainment for a wide range of guests. And in hot and humid climates like Kuala Lumpur, having convenient access to water-based activities is great for residents. Everyone is looking for an escape for a day. And we see large real estate developers like OCT, Evergrande, Sunac Land in China, Sun Group and Vin Group in Vietnam, and others building multiple water parks as part of their large-scale residential and commercial developments. This provides a lot of confidence in the industry and the role that water parks can play in creating successful mixed-use developments.
And you mentioned this is a growing trend for property developers to infuse water theme parks in their development. Could you share with us some of the successful case study on water theme parks?
Yeah, there's a couple key parks that we'd like to highlight that are quite similar to Gamuda Cove and that have utilized water parks as anchor attractions in mixed-use developments. The first one is DreamWorks Water Park at American Dream. This is a recent opening in New Jersey, so it's just across from Manhattan in New York. And in this developer, it's called 555, and this is actually the second major project that they've used a water park as as an anchor attraction in their retail center. And they actually used two concepts to drive their success: retail tourism and retail-tainment, both of which combine the traditional retail experience with entertainment leisure activities to diversify the shopping experience and promote longer stays and increase foot traffic. So what we've seen is shopping habits have changed over the years. Millennials, who now make up the largest demographic in most markets, they're looking for more experience-based activities as opposed to the more transactional-based experience associated with traditional retail centers. So in the case of DreamWorks, they've added a water park. There's also a theme park, and there's movie theaters and a whole bunch of attraction-based entertainment. And what that does is it drives people to come to these developments. So a typical day might include half a day in the water park, dining afterwards, a movie maybe later at night, and even a stay at the hotel if they are tourists. So this captures more spending within that development. Another a good example, a little bit closer to Malaysia, is Downtown East in Singapore. So it's located in a residential area of Singapore near the airport, and their anchor attraction is Wild Wild Wet, their water park. And this serves as both an amenity for the surrounding community, as well as a destination for tourists and regional travelers. So the water park, it draws hundreds of thousands of annual visitors that all come to the shopping center. So after a day in the water park, they might spend the rest of the evening eating and shopping. And it also helps drive occupancy for their hotel that's on site. So the concept of retail-tainment has been around for a while now, but with the change in shopping habits of millennials, we are seeing more success in these models of development. The mixed-use entertainment focus of Gamuda Cove is poised to capitalize on these trends. It follows the model of retail-tainment and retail tourism, creating a destination of experiential-based attractions. A combination of SplashMania, Townsquare retail, office buildings, and a live retail mall will help draw millions of annual guests to the mixed-use development, making it a great investment.
Fantastic. So this is what visitors at Gamuda Cove can look forward to as well. And I like the term that you coined just now, retail-tainment, and that is truly the present and the future. And so many exciting projects, I think, coming up at Gamuda Cove. And before we dive in deeper into what are some of the unique rides, because I heard there are some of the world's first rides that will be made available at SplashMania. But before we dive into that, as the world moves towards a greener future, water theme parks are increasingly stepping up their sustainability game in reducing their environmental impact. Now, what are some of the green practices that ProSlide has incorporated in the design and manufacturing of the slides?
Yeah, so at ProSlide, we have a vision for a vibrant, sustainable, and prosperous water park industry. One in which we can all enjoy the excitement, thrill, and wonder of water parks, confident that they are being planned, built, and operated in a responsible and sustainable manner. So as a company that designs and manufactures water rides, water consumption is something that we are keenly observant of. It's the biggest resource that our rides use to deliver high performance experiences, which is why we're always looking for ways to create more ecologically responsible ways to use water and energy. And we've actually developed several innovations that meaningfully reduce water and energy consumption of our water rides, saving our clients money and contributing to a greener future. We also know the importance of working with suppliers that practice responsible manufacturing. So our fiberglass fabricators follow best practices for recycling and waste disposal, and they engage in environmental engineering firms to ensure that their styrene emissions are at or below requirements. We also like to source steel from suppliers as close to the installation site as possible so that we can reduce the fuel and energy consumption required to ship the materials. And most importantly, we really focus on creating quality products that are built to last 30 or more years. So when parks are required to replace attractions because of poor quality or design after only a few years of operations, the carbon footprint of the development increases significantly. So quality fiberglass and attractions that remain relevant for 30 years or more reduces the demand for materials and energy. So looking towards the future, we're continuing to expand our global base of suppliers and invest in technology that keeps our water rides functioning like new while reducing our carbon footprint.
And this jives in perfectly well with Gamuda Cove's many green initiatives as well, and sustainable technology that he has implemented as well in his buildings, and in respecting the natural surrounding as well. So I think with ProSlide, it's great partnership as sustainability is also core in all of your developments and in everything that you do. And finally, I'm sure many of us here who are watching right now are interested to find out some of the slides and rides. Could you give us an idea to envision what we can expect at SplashMania Water Theme Park? Name me the top 3 ultimate slides and tell us about the concept and idea behind it.
Okay. Yeah, the first one that I like to highlight is our iconic family attraction. And there's actually 2 rides on this tower, and they each have their own unique experience. And the one that I really want to highlight is our Flying Saucer 45s, which will be the first in Southeast Asia. So the Flying Saucer and the whole concept behind it is it's an innovative high-speed feature that has redefined how you turn in a water ride. And our roots as a company is in competitive ski racing. That's where our CEO came from, and he uses all of that idea of how you turn down a ski slope. And that's what really drives the design behind this Flying Saucer. Also, what's really important about these family rides is that it's a shared experience. And this is another trend that we're seeing a lot of in the industry, is that people want to have shared experiences. They lead to more vivid and more memorable experiences. So in this one, guests actually sit face-to-face in a 5-person raft. So it's something that you can enjoy as a family, you can enjoy with your friends. And it's also what we call a family adventure style attraction. So it's suitable for a really diverse set of guests. It's got a lower height requirement, so it's great for families to enjoy. The other ride on this is that high thrill attraction, and it's our Tornado Wave. And that's really what's going to form a lot of the marketing campaign. So that's the high thrill one. So that together, it ensures that there's something for everybody there. The second rides that I just want to highlight is our Rally Racer and our Dueling Pipelines. And they're actually 2 different types of rides. One is a head-first mat racer, and the other one is a 1-and-a-2-person tubing. But what they do is they use the same technology and the same innovation called a rally point. And both are competitive racing slides that drive repeat ridership. And what we do with these rides is traditionally slides kind of went side by side. You'd see people at the start and you'd see people at the end. What we've done with the rally points on both of these is that you start side by side. So you're already starting that competitive. You're looking over at the person beside you, and you go into closed sections and you're actually taken separate, away from each other. And then we bring them back into a rally point. Now you're side by side. So now you can see where you are relative to the other person that you're racing against. And then we might separate them again and bring them back together. So it really drives that competitive nature in people. And what we were seeing too with this is that as soon as people finish, they want to run back up the tower and beat their time and race again. So it's really good for that thrill of the competitive nature. And then finally, kid zones are super important to water parks. So 25% of a park's guests are typically under the age of 12. So it's really critical to provide attractions that are designed specifically for these young guests, ensure that there's entertainment for all ages. And the concept that we have behind designing our kid zones is that we want to provide mini versions of the big kids rides. So I talked a little bit earlier about our Tornado Wave. So we actually have a kids version of that, and we have a kids version of the racer and kids versions of other tubing rides. And what this does is it makes this feel special. They have their own version of the big kids rides, And it helps to build that lifetime loyal guest. Because when the little kids ride the little mini tornado wave, they can't wait until they're big enough to ride the big kids ride. And as I mentioned earlier, differentiation is key. So having iconic attractions that provide diverse experiences and entertainment for all ages is key to a successful water park. So Gamuda Cove has an amazing attractions mix that will elevate the standard of parks in Southeast Asia.
Oh, Daniel, you have just brought out that inner child in me, and it's perfect for all ages, as you've just mentioned. It's so interesting to find out what goes on behind the creation of all these rides and the feeling that it's meant to evoke, as you've just mentioned. So thank you so much for sharing with us today, and we hope to see you at SplashMania at Gamuda Cove once it's completed, and to welcome you back in Malaysia once the borders have reopened, and really looking forward to this Asia's largest rainforest water theme park and the great rides that Gamuda Land and ProSlide have conceptualized, which I'm certain would be a favorite amongst the crowd. Thank you so much, Daniel. All the best. Stay safe.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Daniel, and hope to see you at SplashMania once it's completed. Looking forward to the great rides that you have conceptualized, which I'm certain would be a favorite amongst the crowd. Townsquare and SplashMania are set to be fully completed in 2024 and 2022 respectively, with a 2 million catchment from Cyberjaya Discovery Park and Paya Indah Discovery Wetlands for businesses to automatically thrive. Just a little reminder, Townsquare is extremely popular among investors and is almost fully booked during its first phase launch. And to celebrate its success, we have decided to launch a second phase for those who are interested to be a part of Gamuda Cove's community. If you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity, head on over to Gamuda Cove's website or get in touch with our relationship associates who will be happy to serve you. With that, we have come to the end of our Discovered Live virtual event today. We truly hope you've been entertained by the unique offerings at Townsquare and SplashMania, and we look forward to seeing you here soon. Thank you all for tuning in, and do keep a lookout for our next event. Stay safe!